The movie begins with the Justice League ready to take on Darkseid after having failed 2 attempts at conquering Earth. With Darkseid fast approaching, Superman and the others plan on infiltrating Apokolips, Darkseid's home world, while leaving the Teen Titans to defend Earth. Superman fears that Darkseid poses an existential threat and convinces everyone to take the fight to him, albeit others question if this was the right decision. Even Flash explains the repercussions of fighting a war of this scale given his experience from the Flashpoint, to which John Constantine agrees. Regardless of conflicting opinions, they carry out the mission, but little do they know that Darkseid is in on them as he has spied on the Justice League through Cyborg. They successfully infiltrate Apokolips but are quickly overwhelmed and defeated by Paradigms, genetic hybrid creatures made from parademons, and Doomsday, a being created from Superman's DNA with his strength and powers. The battle quickly ended with the majority of the superheroes dead while the remaining survivors were forced into slavery or part of Darkseid's experiments. 2 years have passed since then, and the battle's aftermath has gravely changed the Earth's landscape. Darkseid has deployed devices called Reapers to mine the planet's core forcibly. At a local pub in downtown London, John Constantine and Etrigan the Slayer spend most of their days drowning their sorrows in alcohol. Superman and Raven walk in searching for Constantine, hoping he can help them with a locator spell for Damian Wayne, Batman's son. When a parade mon attacked the pub, Superman revealed that he could not use his powers after Darkseid tattooed his chest with liquid kryptonite. After beating the parademons, Raven breaks down, and Constantine discovers that it is the result of her struggle to keep Trigon imprisoned. Although reluctant at first, Constantine eventually decides to help to redeem himself after being branded as a coward who fled the attack on Apokolips when Zatanna died before his very eyes. Constantine tracks Damian back to an outpost where Shiva and a handful of assassins greet them. Damian arrives and tries to attack Superman when he sees him but later decides to let him go when Raven falls to her knees. Damian explains how he lost everyone in the battle and showed them the consequences of a war they were not fully prepared for. He shows them Dick Gordon, aka Nightwing, who had turned crazy after being revived in the Lazarus Pit, given that he died when Paradigms arrived on Earth. Superman explains that they need Damian to help free Batman, his father, from Darkseid's control. Damian reluctantly agrees to join them only after Raven convinces him that even the worst parents care for their kids. Superman and the others later make their way to Stryker's Island, where they find Lois Lane fighting Harley Quinn in the arena, supposedly trying to convince her group to join the cause. After winning the fight against Harley fairly, Lois successfully recruited the Suicide Squad to join their mission. Damian takes Raven to the infirmary to rest, where he admits he has feelings for her. Raven apologizes for not following him, fearing that her father, Trigon, will kill him. Lois explains their plan on infiltrating LexCorp and using the Boom Tube portal to get to Apokolips and destroy it. At the same time, the remaining heroes simultaneously attack 2 of the Reapers to lure out the Paradigms. Constantine points out that although their plan seemed flawless, everything would be pointless as no one can stand up to Darkseid. Lois reveals that she has an inside man called the Sleeper embedded into the enemy lines that feeds her with intel. They plan their attack when Darkseid leaves for OA to fight the insurgency there and shut down the portal, so he won't be able to return in time while the others destroy Apokolips. The mission starts with the Suicide Squad sneaking inside LexCorp, and with Sleeper's confirmation that Darkseid is off to OA, Lois signals the rest of the teams to attack the Reapers. With only 2 of the Reapers under attack, Lois fears it won't be enough distraction to lure the Paradigms. Constantine uses magic to draw out Swamp Thing and convinces him to attack the last Reaper, given that he, too, will be extinct should Darkseid manage to steal the planet's core. Worried that they will be behind schedule, Batman sends in the Paradigms to Earth as reinforcements, but they are attacking both friend and foe. Meanwhile, the Suicide Squad leads the attack on LexCorp when Lex Luthor, in an armored suit, confronts them. When Damian gets taken out, Raven loses control and gives in to her dark side, ripping Luthor's armor apart. Superman manages to talk her back to her senses while Luthor reveals he has been working with Lois from the inside. Despite the united front, the remaining heroes are slowly being killed battling the Paradigms. Meanwhile, Superman and the others use this chance to teleport to Apokolips using LexCorp's boom tube while Lois, Luthor, and the Suicide Squad remain on Earth to defend the boom tube. Superman and the others arrive safely on Apokolips while Constantine uses magic to cloak themselves as they make their way to the planet's reactors. Batman notices the unauthorized use of the boom tube and confronts Luthor, who explains that they are having a power surge. The Furies, cybernetic versions of Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, Starfire, and Mera, attack Superman and the others. Etrigan the Slayer confronts Wonder Woman, who thinks he has finally met his match but is killed during their battle. Constantine faces her after losing a friend and uses the lasso of truth on her to break free from Darkseid's control. She later stays behind to keep the other Furies busy while the others head on. She managed to hold them on her own, but she was outnumbered. Superman and the others continue with their mission to destroy the power generators and stop Darkseid from returning to Apokolips. It turns out that Darkseid has been using Flash to power up his generators, where he runs to power up the treadmills non-stop. Superman tears down the generator and rescues Flash. He explains that when they attacked Apokolips, they destroyed the original power generator, and he has been working since then as its replacement when he was captured. Even when he is not running, he is still frantic, so Constantine offers to put him to sleep but sees a vision of Flash changing the past when he initially caused a flashpoint. Since there is no power generator to blow up, Damian worries that they will be unable to stop Darkseid from returning, but Constantine urges them to continue their mission. Meanwhile, Darkseid has single-handedly forced OA to submission as he takes out the entire Green Lantern Corporation. With no one strong enough to fight him, he orders Batman to teleport a portion of Earth's magma on OA to set an example for anyone who dares stand up to him. Batman then informs him of Luthor's betrayal after having caught him using a boom tube without permission. Darkseid then teleports back to Apokolips to handle the matter of the intruders personally. Superman and the others ventured deeper into Darkseid's base and later came across Cyborg, fully integrated into the source wall. Constantine manages to help him break free of Darkseid's control, but he remains trapped. With Cyborg free from Darkseid's control, the Furies also broke free and regained consciousness just before delivering the final blow on Wonder Woman. Cyborg urged them to escape before Batman and Darkseid returned, but it was already too late. Superman pounces at Darkseid, but he quickly tears his suit apart. Damian tries to reason with Batman, but when words fall short, he challenges his father to a duel. Batman defeats Damian and has him on his knees. When he was about to deliver the final blow, he saw his younger self in Damian and broke free from Darkseid's control. He tosses the sword at Darkseid, but he retaliates and fires a laser at him for his insubordination. Damian steps in to cover for Batman and dies in his arms. Seeing Damian die, Raven is pushed to the limit and can no longer keep Trigon trapped. She begs Constantine to stop her just like he promised her, but instead, had other plans. He offers his body as a vessel for Trigon, but Trigon refuses and takes Superman's body instead, where he purges the liquid kryptonite in his body, thereby restoring his powers. He then attacks Darkseid, but not before killing Constantine, claiming that there can only be one god to rule them all. Back on Earth, Lois, Luthor, and the Suicide Squad gear up for the battle of their lives as hundreds of Paradoms head their way to take control of the boom tube at LexCorp. Thanks to Luthor, they managed to defeat several of them with their kryptonite weapons. It wasn't long before they were forced to retreat to the boom tube's platform and seek shelter in its shields. Surrounded by Paradoms, Lois and the others have accepted their fate and initiate the self-destruct system. While Darkseid battles Trigon in Superman's body, Batman notices Superman's transponder, and with Cyborg's help, they transmit Lois' final message to Clark just minutes before LexCorp explodes. Her death shook everyone, especially Superman, that he broke free from Trigon's possession. Darkseid uses this chance while Trigon is in spirit form to trap him in a glass ball. In a fit of rage, Superman starts pummeling Darkseid for taking everything away from him. Meanwhile, Constantine is briefly brought to the afterlife, where he meets with Zatanna. Zatanna reveals that she placed a compulsion spell on him to run when he saw her die, which would explain why he immediately turned tail and ran as a coward. He later deduces that it was Batman's doing, and she explains that Batman thought they needed a backup plan should everything go wrong. Feeling that he has already paid his dues, Constantine is ready to kick the bucket and enjoy the afterlife when Zatanna explains that he is not yet done and that their friends need his help. Zatanna claims that death is never permanent, especially when destiny is involved. He later wakes up alive much to the shock of Batman and Cyborg. All the while, Raven holds Damian in her arms, admits to herself that she loves him, and uses the last of her powers to bring Damian back from the dead. With Constantine alive, he thought of a brilliant idea to which Raven agreed. They used their combined magic to give Trigon a physical body to fight Darkseid. With Trigon keeping Darkseid busy with all the fighting, Cyborg plans on teleporting the Paradoms back to Apokolips. At the same time, he drags the entire planet into a boom tube with no exit while he teleports the heroes back to Earth. Although finally victorious against Darkseid and his army, Earth has lost too much, and everyone grieves for losing their loved ones. Batman reveals that despite having taken out the Reapers, Earth has lost a third of the planet's core, which severely impacted the Earth's rotation. Either way, even the slightest change can freeze or burn everything on Earth. Batman fears that people will continue dying, and only when after a billion deaths will they have any chance of controlling the situation. Superman tries to rally whatever is left of the heroes to save the planet, but Constantine has other ideas. He convinces Flash to run back in time and reset the timeline, hoping that his knowledge of this world will change the fate of the new one, albeit slightly better. Flash agrees and tries to cause a flashpoint again while the heroes can only watch him as a bright light covers the entire world, suggesting that the timeline is being reset, leaving their future unknown and at the hands of fate. The end. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.